Greetings, it's the Travel Wellnesspreneur. It's January 3rd, 2022. Happy New Year, everyone. So here we are with our daily reading, and you know I like to get right into it because they can get pretty long. The first card I pulled was out of the Conscious Oracle cards, and this one is Archangel Gabriel, and the number of the card is 22. Now, as always, we want to read the mantra together. I invite Archangel Gabriel, or Gabriel, depending on how you pronounce it, to bring hope and intuition into my life. Okay? I invite Archangel Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. I invite Archangel Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. So, when I look at this card, I want you to pause the video and tell me what you see and how it resonates for you. And then I'll tell you, this card reminds me of the proverb in the Bible that says, what you seek, you shall find. If you knock, the door will be opened. And if you ask, you shall receive. To me, she's looking with eagerness. She looks eager, as if what she's been hoping for has just arrived or is being manifested. She looks like she was anticipating something, but that she anticipated it and she knew it was coming. And then she's looking like, oh my God, it's really here. So that's how I feel that this year will come. Like all your blessings, everything that you're hoping for, it's going to be here. You just have to invite hope and intuition into your life. So ask Angel Gabriel to help you with that mantra. You can write it 3 times, speak it out loud 3 times, post it on post-it stickers around wherever you're going to be, and remind yourself to invite him into your life to increase wisdom, hope, and intuition. Other things I see in this card is that this card is for someone who has a lot of tattoos, and someone who is like getting married. Lilies are representative of marriage or like new relationship that's promising. The other thing is she's adorned with a whole bunch of beautiful jewelry. Share this with someone that you think this will resonate for. I encourage you to also like, share, and subscribe and write comments, because sometimes the messages are not for you and the messages are for someone else. And so be a blessing to someone. Like, share, comment the video, put it on your social media. Maybe this channel is not always for you, but it might be for somebody else. The other thing I noticed is that there's a moon behind her. It reminds me of a person who has worked a lot on their shadow side. Someone who has taken the time to look at all the things that are not their best self and have worked through it and are working on it. And that's why she could have that dark side behind her, looking for more hope and intuition. I'm reminded by Spirit to tell you to keep moving forward, right? Sometimes we want to reflect. Yes, 2021 is behind us now. Hopefully you took account of the things that you didn't want in your life and taken in the future, what you want to move forward, and then focus on what the forward is. Don't keep going back, right? There's no need to look back at the things that you left behind in 2021. So a couple things out of the book is that Gabrielle actually means God is my strength. And it's reminding you to call on her to help you with your artistic side, your feminine intuitive side. It's calling on you if you're feeling hopeless, to call on Angel Gabrielle to help you with feelings of hope when you're feeling hopeless. She also is in your dreams if you call on her, and your dreams will give you the strength to move forward, the messages that you get from her. Then we move forward, and it's funny because that looks like the number 4, and I talked about in the last video that my address is 224. The numbers of my address is 224, and look, we have it again. 224 resonates again. So as you contemplate on this card for a second, again, pause the video. It's the 4 of Swords. The swords represents Jupiter, and it's in the sign of Libra. Okay, so as you invite Archangel Gabriel into your life on your meditation, you turn and you rest, you sleep, you turn your mind elsewhere. You're looking away from the things that are not in your best interest to more positive things. Allow your intuition to take over. So some things is that we have to be intuitive and let that take over the situation versus looking at what you actually, the concrete things that you're seeing. So today, take time to do that. Look at your intuition. Tap into your intuition after you meditate on having Gabriel or Gabrielle come into your life. When you're resting and meditating, that's where a lot of your inspiration can come from. So that's reminding you of that. But when I look at the card, I look at somebody who, yeah, they might have turned away, but they're still very guarded. If you look at the sword underneath it, they are still in anticipation of things that they don't hope for. That's what I noticed. But there's, they got multiple things going on. They're still very guarded. They said, okay, I'll put down some swords. I let down my guards in some way. I'll take off my shield, but I'm still going to be prepared. So just be mindful. If this is you, this is resonating with you, you can rest assured that you can lay all your swords down at this point and have a little bit of trust in your intuition. Another way to interpret the card is that to me, this man also looks like it's a person who has a lot of defense mechanisms up. He's warding away different things that may be good for him. It's like he didn't put up the proper boundaries. So when you don't put up the proper boundaries and things come to you, it's because you didn't properly prepare by setting up boundaries. So now that's why you have to sleep with unrest, without full, complete trust, right? Because you failed to set up boundaries. So be mindful that if that's you, if this resonates with you, if you cannot set up clear boundaries in your current situation, make sure that if you walk away from that situation and get into another situation, that you have clear boundaries, that you set up clear boundaries. Another reminder of this card is to, this is the notes I wrote when I was in spirit. Spirit is saying, lay all of the swords down, that the blessings are going to flow, your creativity and your abundance will flow. You don't have to fight every single battle. Every time somebody opens their hand up against you, every time somebody puts a sword up against you, doesn't mean you have to engage in the fight with them. So, yeah, that's what I have for that card. And inside the book, the creative abundance, which is Jupiter, will flourish in a peaceful and harmonious environment, Libra. So there's a balance there. Creative abundance after you've meditated, after you call for help from your archangels and angels, you will have some harmony and peace. You will get messages and be inspired on what's the next step for you to do in your current situation. The next card in the Indigo Angel cards is release and relax. And if you look at this, you pause and get your own interpretation. And then as I look at it, it looks to me like there's one person and the angel, which are the wings represented in this picture or this card, is reassuring her that she is doing the right thing. So she could release what's no longer serving her and relax. Right? Call on the angels so that you could release whatever no longer serves you and relax. We just had a new moon yesterday, and the day before that is called the dark moon. A little bit of a phase the days before that, where you don't, it's basically called the dark moon. I did a ceremony about what I wanted to release, and then I burn it. And I do that right before the new moon ceremonies. And why do I do that? Because anything I haven't already forgiven during the full moon process, a full moon ceremony, or anything that has added up between that time, between the full moon and the new moon, I want to get rid of it finally before I start asking for my wishes. It's almost like the saying in the Bible that says, go fix it with your brother before you come to the temple, right? Don't y'all fighting and stuff. You got malice in your heart for your partner, whatever it is, but you come into the temple like everything's okay and asking God to help you. No, that doesn't work that way. You have to forgive and you have to work it out, make things right, and then come. So that's what I do. I come into the new moon asking for new things in my life so that those things will flourish and it doesn't have the residue of anything that's old or no longer serving me. I hope that makes sense. Again, if it doesn't make sense, you can always call me, text me, email me, put notes in the comments, and I will respond to you. So, reflecting back, release the worries, anxieties, troubles, doubts, lacks, whatever you lack, or whatever your defenses are, whatever your thoughts or ideas are, anything that you think you're incapable of doing, and let in creativity. So you're letting all that go, incapabilities, inabilities, let all that go, and let creativity, love, chances, changes, abilities, and your gifts and talents to kick in. The angels have your back. That's what I recognize here, that the angels have my back. And he'll have your back too. And so I'll just read what the book says. So release and relax out of the indigo angel cards. Okay. As an indigo, you were born to be passionate, and nothing can change that. However, this card reminds you to focus on channeling your emotions and opinions in positive and constructive ways for the sake of peace. So this talks about the person who always wants to pick a fight or cause blame or blame someone else for their mishaps or their mistakes or their misinformation or whatever, right? How can you turn that over into a positive, constructive way? An example would be to take responsibility. Say, you know what, this is my fault. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to not blame the next time. Or I'm learning that sometimes I make mistakes, and a person that loves me is not judging me on my mistakes. That person is going to love me regardless, and probably even love you even more if you're humble and you have humility enough to say it's my mistake, like I screwed up, and then move on. Someone will give you much more love and respect, and that love and respect continues because there's proper communication and proper respect and admiration for not blaming someone. That's admirable. People who are still using the blame game, it's childish. You need to grow up and own to your own part. Yeah, people will have make mistakes on both parties, whether it's business, relationships, friendships, family. The goal is to get to the point where you don't blame anyone and you take responsibility for your part. And once you do that, you give people the respect to take responsibility for their part. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, so you're doing this for the sake of having peace in your life. The angels ask you to find creative and beneficial releases or ways to release your emotions so you can move on freely. For example, you can channel your anger into artistic projects or volunteering for activist groups. Ask the angels to help you to express yourself in helpful, beneficial ways. Make sure you're always fair to yourself, but also be fair to the people around you. Again, being fair is to take into account that sometimes you make mistakes and it's okay. And then because you make a mistake, you take ownership of it. And then as you do that, the relationship and bond grow because now everybody knows that they're not going to blame each other for stuff. And we all take responsibility and we help each other. Okay? Lastly is the new moon in Virgo. Virgo is being of service. Sorry, there was a call coming in. Being of service. Trust that when you act in service that you will be fine. If you do something out of love in service, like you're serving other people, things will always work out for you because we are here to serve one another. If you haven't gotten what you want in life, perhaps it's because all the pieces aren't there. So think about the things that you're asking for and you haven't gotten there. Something's missing. There's a piece missing. Ponder upon those things that are missing. Maybe you're not putting enough effort. If your goal is to make $100,000 doing Forex, did you put in the effort? Did you study? Are you putting in the hour to a day that you need to trade, right? These are things that I'm doing and I'm learning. Well, I feel like, oh, I was paying for this education and I haven't used it. Well, whose fault is that? That's my fault. So I could do two things. Cancel it out and let it go. My hair is such a mess in the back here. I don't know what's going on. Or I could spend the 2 to 3 hours a day that's to dedicate it to trading, right? That's all you could do is take responsibility. It's, if you haven't done your part, don't expect $100,000 in 10 days, or 60 days, 90 days, or a year. Don't expect a return if you haven't put your own effort. So that's the same thing with relationships. It's the same thing with, if you're not doing your part, don't expect other people to step up to that plate. If you're in relationships and you feel like, oh, I'm just going to give 50% or I'm going to give 10%, then if someone's even giving you 100% all the time, but you're only giving 10%, how long do you think that's going to last? That's not going to last. If you're holding on to old ideologies, old relationships, old hurts, all that, and you're not giving 100% because of all the hurts you had in your life, what's going to happen? You're not going to get the magical relationship. It's not going to come. You think it might be there, but it's not going to come. It doesn't usually work out that way. You have to be 100% invested in the current things that you're deciding to do. So if I'm a massage therapist and I'm invested in my clients, I'm going to give 100% when I show up there. If you're at work and you're a mechanic and you want to be on your phone 30% of the time, no, you can't do that. You have to be a mechanic 100% of the time. Get focused. Do that. Stay with that theme. In relationships, you got to give 100%. In friendships, you got to give 100%. One of the things I institute, or that I like to institute, is the no phone zone. If I'm with someone eating dinner, I don't want the phone out. I want to engage that person. I want to have conversation. I want to catch up. And I institute a no phone zone. Like, okay, it's not, and after we eat and after we talk, yeah, we check our phones when we're wrapping up or getting ready to pay the bill. Whatever it is. But I like to have that time and attention. And some people I have stopped going to lunch with or hanging out with because they want to be on their phone all the time. And it's not acceptable to me. It's not acceptable. It shouldn't be acceptable to you. So even at home, maybe we can institute something like no phone zone after 9 or no phone zone after 8 so that we are engaging and having conversation before we go to bed. So these are just ideas. Okay? If you do all these things, trust that all will be well. That's what the card says here. Trust that all will be well. When you do things in service, when you do things for the right reasons, with the right motivation, with the right intentions, all will be well. So a couple things that I wrote down is, what can you do for others? Think and ponder what you can do for others. Think of one thing that you do for someone else that's selfless, something that they didn't expect you to do. So focus on doing one thing this week for someone else that they didn't expect and that it comes to them as a blessing. When you do things like that, it boosts your karma. It boosts your self-esteem. It boosts your emotions. Like, you move from depression to compassion and love and respect and honoring yourself and helping someone. The other thing is, go out of your way to do it and don't overthink it, right? Think of, like, if I'm talking right now and someone comes to your mind and someone you can help, go ahead and do it. Like, don't hesitate. That's the person. Whoever you thought about when I said go be of service to someone else and be selfless, that same person is someone who needs it right now. Don't overthink it. Make sure you're reliable. One of the things, Metatron clears things of lower vibration. So if you have a Metatron crystal, you could use that. If not, find a Metatron image on your cell phone and hold on to it as you meditate on it. And don't ever feel rushed, okay? Mercury is guiding. In the card, Mercury is guiding Virgo. And the mantra for this card that's in the book is, I help others and others help me. I help others and others help me. I help others and others help me. So along with inviting Archangel into your life to increase, to bring you hope and intuition, you need to read that mantra, write that mantra down, put it around your house. I help others and others help me. Now, if you help somebody that needs help, don't expect that person to be the one to help you. Somebody else will come and help you for something else that you need. It's just building good karmic circles, right? Don't anticipate that it might be a person, it might be an entity, it might be something that you walking by and you find $10 on the ground when you just gave somebody $2. When you find these things happening to you, acknowledge that you are working with the power of the law of attraction and that the law is working for you. Acknowledge it. Say thank you. Be grateful. Stop saying I can't do all these things by myself. That's another thing. Some people want to say, oh, I could do this by myself. That's not true. We weren't, even if it is true, you were not put on this planet to do it by yourself. Adam and Eve, if you believe in that story, I mean, she came from his rib to help him, right? She was created from his ribs to help him. If it was for all of us to do everything by ourselves, then we would just have a whole bunch of Adams around and no Eve. Which Adams, if I get really mystical with this, but Adams, the word ATOM, is very interesting because it's, 80 a.m. is what's in the Bible, but ATOM, if we just have a bunch of atoms around, that doesn't do anything. There has to be an interaction of atoms for something to manifest, or for it to be a compound together, right? We were meant to be doing things together as unions, as tribes, as collectives. So now I'll go back to the number 22. And you guys know, like, I love angel number 22. This one I picked the angel. So I am on the verge of obtaining a spiritual understanding of a higher caliber than I have ever before. That's what number 2 says. So, and it's very inspiring because this is 2022. So we are on the verge of obtaining spiritual understanding of a higher caliber now more than ever before. That should be a mantra. Write it down. I am on the verge of obtaining a spiritual understanding of a higher caliber than ever before in this year, 2022. So my inner divinity is powerful. That's another mantra. My inner divinity is powerful. So you have to believe that you have an inner divine self, a higher self that is more powerful than you and what has already come to your life, right? Even if you manifest great things, you can do those things and greater. Okay. So this is the time. 2022 is for you to release your gifts in power and knowledge and wisdom and understanding and your gifts to the world. This is the year. The celestial beings are there with you. The planetary is aligning properly for us to be able to do that. Number 22 is a master number. It has tremendous vibration, even higher than 24, which we had the other day. Basically, it vibrates, the number vibrates higher than other numbers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at the last video. You'll understand. The angels have your back. The angels have your back. There's no need to be like this. The angels have your back. Okay? The attributes of number 22 is to trust or having trust, to have empathy, to be cooperative or have cooperation, and that is duplicatable, right? 2 obviously is duplicatable, like we can duplicate this. It also means, when you add the 2 together, it means preservation. So who doesn't need to preserve something in their life? Do you need to preserve your relationship? Do you need to preserve your gifts? Do you need to preserve your talents? Do you need to preserve your spirituality, your divinity? Put the extra effort, time in. Again, I talked about trading Forex. I need to put the extra time in. I'm not gonna reap anything. I'm sowing only what I've reaped, and I didn't sow anything, so I can't reap it, right? What else? Commune with other people. Reach out. Surrender to the angels. Surrender to the celestial beings at this time. Surrender to other people asking for help, people that you trust, right? Even if there's somebody that you're on the edge about, like, give them a little bit and see if you can trust them, right? If you could trust them with that, if they could take care of that, if you can give them something that they do for them to do and they do it, then you could trust them with a little bit more the next day or the next week, whatever. You guys get what I mean. But so the number 22 also says that we have to currently live in harmony and peace. It's very important to make your environments harmonious and peaceful at this time. We need it to have vitality. There's so much chaos going on in the world. We talk about that all the time. But right now is the time to have harmony and peace so that you could increase your vitality. Exercising is good. A proper diet is good. If you guys need help with health issues or health concerns or weight management, I'm in a club challenge program. I will help you. My passion is nutrition. My passion is health and wellness. So call me, text me, put it in the comments. I will help you. I will have a journey for you. I will help you with this journey. What keeps you from experiencing peace and harmony? Whatever you find, write that down. What keeps me from having peace and harmony? Write it down. Write it down in the comments. What keeps you from having it? And then once you know what keeps you from having it, then do the exact opposite. And don't use a blaming game. Oh, I this disturbs my peace, and you want to blame it on somebody else. No. Well, what can you do to manifest peace? Like, are you being clear enough? Do you have exact goals? Did you set the proper boundaries? And then take responsibility for creating peace and harmony. Remind yourself that you control your mind, and don't let your mind control you. That's a whole nother aspect, right? Remind yourself that you are in control of your mind, and let your mind control you. Thoughts cause you to be anxious. So when you're thinking too much, you're gonna be anxious. You're gonna be agitated. Um, right now is also a time. The number 22 resonates with that you have to connect with loved ones, reconnect with loved ones. Spend time in these relationships that are most important to you. So a lot of us are like, here and there, running around everywhere. It's time to just leave all those people behind that don't care about you and don't want to add to you, add good stuff to your life, and reconnect with people that are important to you, that are going to get you closer to your goals. If you look at somebody and they have what you want, if somebody's texting again, if they have what you want, or you desire, or you admire, follow in their footsteps. Stop saying what you can't have, or why you can't do it, why you can't do this. I just talked to a friend the other day on the Facebook Messenger. You can't just keep making excuses. You got to get right in there. If someone has what you desire, do what they do. Follow the steps, follow the system. We talked about that in the last video. Find time to spend time with those people. And don't drain them either. Don't drain them with your problems. Just enjoy the process. Take heed to what they're educating you about and move forward. Does that make sense? Right? You go hang out with them. They don't want to hear 1,000 million problems. Then you're going to bring them down to the lower vibration. We want to keep love and above, right? We're going to keep the spirits high. Take charge of your own abilities was another thing. Be wise and take charge of your own abilities. Use your intuition, your instincts, like your gut feelings, right? These are the answers. These are answers. You could participate, and I want to let you know that I want this to be a dialogue between me and you. I don't want to be talking. I want feedback. I mean, it's important to have feedback. Is this helping you? What is your destiny? Write it down. What is your destiny? What do you think your destiny is? What is your purpose of being here? What are you here to accomplish? Don't let this video go by the wayside. What is your destiny? Why were you created to be here at this time? What are you here to accomplish? What are your true passions for 2022? It's going to be about tapping into your passions. That's what the number 22 resonates. It's going to be about being creative. It's going to be working with your passions. What are you passionate about? Stop working for somebody else that you don't like, for money that you don't like. What are your passions? Be creative. Think about it. What will make you happier? If you did blah, 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 that would make you happier and will help the collective, help other people. The number 22 is also related to passion. Again, passion comes up again, strongly linked to love. Reflect on what you want to approach at this time. Pick one project at a time. What are your healthy connections in your life? If you have unhealthy connections, cut them out, and don't be toxic to people that are healthy for you. Don't do that. What can you do to increase the bonds in your relationships, your healthy relationships? The healthier, happier you are, the better the collective is. The efforts will benefit you in your own health. So basically, when you do things for others and you're healthy, having healthy bonds, it's going to benefit you in more ways than one, including lowering blood pressure, reducing weight, reducing cortisol. It's crazy healthy to be positive. The number 22 also resonates with soul flame relationship or twin flame relationships, which are soul connections. It's basically a soul connection. Is a one body, one soul that was split into two people. So some of you may have those twin flame relationships. If you believe in those, harmony and evolution. It's time to evolve. That was another thing. It's time to evolve. You must expand. You must be altruistic, and you must use your intuition. That's the number 22. If you always do what you always done, you always get what you always gotten. So stop making excuses. Stop digging in the garbage. Let go of the garbage. Throw it out, put it on the side of the road. Do something different if you want something different. That's it's simple. It's simple. The process, the steps you take might be challenging, like you may not know what to do, but stop doing what you used to do. It is your responsibility to command the change in your life. That's what I wrote down. Spirit said it is your responsibility to command change in your life. No one else can do it for you. Put the amount of energy into love. So basically, live in love. You increase your intuition, idealism, optimism, and positive emotions. Be of service to others. The Virgo card comes out in the reading, which is the number 22. Also vibrates. Trust that all will be well. Have successful education tools at hand. Again, education is not schooling. Take a chance at something extraordinary. Be ideal, be practical, be grounded in reality. Live a purposeful life, fulfill your dreams. Be the master of your own profession. Like if I'm a massage therapist, I'm a master at that. Trust me, and I'm confident in it. I'm humble about it. I'm grateful for my gift. That's how you should feel about anything that you have your hands on. Be accurate, be aspiring. The downfall of the number 22 is that you will find not everyone will satisfy your expectations, because you're so high up that sometimes you're disappointed by people's lack of even being committed to the smallest of things, and you're like, what? So that's the downfall. Not everybody's going to satisfy your need to have them be productive. You have to be patient. You have to provide guidance. You have to help others improve their well-being, and that's what I'm hoping to do here. And that's it. That's our reading for today. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, comment. The questions are there. This is an interactive video. Please cooperate. I hope you manifest everything in 2022. I'm sure I will. I'm positive I will. I'm confident that I can make it happen. And with that, I'll say thank you very much. The Travel Wellnesspreneur. Peace.